first thing you need is a piece of wood or cardboard or anything really to put the things on. You're going to need a pencil. This is a sketching pencil, but any pencil will work. Razor blade. You'll need one. I just brought 3 here to show you a few different types. Any will work. Need wire. Toilet paper tube. 24 gauge enameled magnet wire. You need some thumbtacks and some masking tape and an aux cable and some sandpaper. So then for tools, you're going to need a lighter, a wire stripper. You don't really need that. You can just use the wire cutters on the needle nose pliers for that, but it's handy to have them sometimes. So then the next thing you'll need is a hammer, wire cutters, and some pliers. Okay, so the first thing you do is you get your toilet paper tube and you cut 2 little holes with your razor blade into the toilet paper tube about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge, and then you put the wire into one of the holes and then out through the other, and you're going to want about 6 inches. And you're going to wrap it around, and you're going to want it as close together as possible. And you're going to do that about 120 times. Okay, so I wrapped it 120 times. It's not exact, you don't have to be exact yet, but you don't want any wires overlapping. So then what you do is you tape it down to your board. And then get some of your wire, cut it off, then you strip it at either end, and then kind of curl it. And so this is a very important part right here. So this stuff right here still has an enamel coating on it. So what you need to do is you heat it up with the matches or lighter. Really can use either, doesn't matter. And then you sand off the char. And it should have a nice copper color. And so then you're going to want another one of these. I have one already made here. And so then you get a tack and put it through all 3 of the little loops, and you really put it in there. Sometimes if it's a little hard, like if you use plywood or something, you can use a hammer to push it down. That helps. So then next thing you do is you get your razor blade, and then you have to blue it. This one's already blued, but here, this one is what it would look like when you buy it at the store, and this one is already blued, so this one's not blue. And here's how you do it. It's really easy. Get your pliers, and then you heat it up really hot with your lighter, and then when it's like preferably red hot, if you can't get it there, it'll be fine. Let it cool. Don't use water. And when it's cool, you do this. You curl this end again. Uh-oh. Snapped right off. There we go. Curl the end. There we go. So then you get tack. You put it through into the razor blade. So that this wire and the razor blade are connected. Next, you get another tack, and you get 2 more wires. And always remember to burn off the enameled coating. And let's see here. There we go. So then let's curl this end. Put it through all 3 of the loops. And push it in there. So this will be your ground, and this will go to one of the wires on your auxiliary cable, which leads to your speaker. You want to make sure your speaker is not one of like the small ones that like is battery powered. You want to make sure it's one of the ones that plugs into the wall, or else it won't work. So the next thing you do is you get preferably a little thicker wire, and you twist it up a little bit, just perfect, so that you can slide this thing through, slide the tip through, then like twist it around a couple times, and then you get a piece of masking tape. Just put it there, just to make sure it stays on. And you put it just close enough so that it can like, so you can scrape it just along the edge of the razor blade. So then you put a tack into there. I'm gonna make that a little smaller. There we go. That'll do. Just stick that in there. There we go. That'll work. And then so this end right here will connect to our auxiliary cable. So now for making the sound, you can do one of 2 things. You can get one of these crystal earpieces and on Amazon or something. You cannot use any earbuds, that won't work. And then just like connect it there, but I wouldn't recommend this because it's very spotty, doesn't work very well. So what you should do is you get an auxiliary cable, and then you cut the end off, so you have 2 ends. You can just throw that away, and you just very carefully strip it off. So you have 3 wires here. You should always have 3 wires. There's a copper colored wire, a red wire, and a green wire. So the copper is the ground when you have this combination of colors. If you have a red, a green, and a blue, then the red is going to be the ground. So make sure you remember that. So you just twist these together. And yeah, then just like you did on these wires for the coil. Just burn them off. There you go. And then sometimes they'll break, and you have to cut some more of this insulation off, which isn't so horrible, but it's kind of annoying. Oh shoot, kind of broke. Okay, there we go. That'll work. Then the gold to the ground, and the red and green to the hot. Oh man, it's a little hard doing this. It's so small, but alright, so that should be good. So now, for the antenna. So the antenna, I just got some wire that I took off of a motor for a buffer, car buffer, and it has worked great. You can really use any wire though. So, as always, this also has enamel coating on it, even though it's hard to tell. It looks like it doesn't have any coating on it, but it actually does. So you're going to want to burn that off. And sand it off. There we go. Should be nice and shiny. So then you connect it to the antenna wire. So then there's that. And so now you plug this in to your amplifier, and if it was all done correctly, it should work when you turn it on and turn up the volume. You want to make sure that this is on the... Oh. So I got some other language here. Oh yeah, and to fix that, if you want to get other different radio stations, all you need to do is just take your radio to different places in the house, or just move your antenna somewhere else in the room, and that should work for getting different radio stations. But anyway, yeah, so all you need to do to get different stations is just move to different places in the house. It should work. You need to make sure that your amplifier that you're using, it's a 3-prong, has this one right here, because that's the ground. And your computer radio to work, it needs to have a ground. And also, but you don't want to double ground it. Double grounding it means like having this go into the ground and this go into the ground. That won't work. But I'll show you how to do the ground. Alright, so what I've done is I've just stripped the two ends of the rest of our wire. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this right here. There we go. I'm going to connect one end to this, and then one end to this thicker wire. Right here. So then there we go. So now here's what you do. Okay, so for your ground, all you need to do is just take this plug, one of these 3-point plugs, and you do that. Stick it in there, and then you're grounded. And just always make sure that never always put the wire in there, never in these two.